Call me legendary, I've been built for this already. Violent scream when it's heavy, every step silent, no shaky. I don't flex, it's unnecessary. I don't talk, that's secondary. When I move, it's legendary. Yeah, legendary. They gon' call me legendary. I've been built for this already. Violent scream when it's heavy, every step silent, no shaky. I don't flex, it's unnecessary. I don't talk, that's secondary. When I move, it's legendary. Yeah, legendary. I've been running laps on the doubt and the hate. Pen turn venomous, mouth full of flame. Thoughts keep stacking like bricks in a cage. I break out the frame, rearrange the whole game. Never been at.
What up, baby? It's your boy, Will, and I got my brother, Vinny, in the house today, man. Hey, Vinny, we in episode 3, baby. And
It's
you
going way
have
too
locked-
fast. Damn.
Yeah, it's going by fast, man. And you locked in a dog. You locked in a young man that I coached, that you have played with, that is just going all over the map and making a name for himself everywhere he goes.
Yeah. Indeed.
I- You want to bring him on?
Hell yeah. Bring him on.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo, what's going on, brother?
I'm good.
Hey, so, Vinny, introduce our brother, man. Let him know.
So Giuliani, wide receiver from the Netherlands. We played together in 2 teams. It's like a little brother to me. So yeah, I'm happy to have you on, and it's gonna be a great talk and a good conversation about your career up until now. So with that said, how are you doing right now?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm in Austria right now, in Ebenfurt with the Mustangs. It's a team in the 2nd division. You know, can't complain. It's a family here, man. I'm telling you. It's a good group of guys, you know. The community is it's not a big team, but the community is so tight, you know. Can't ask for anything else, you know. Can't ask for anything else.
It's great to hear. It's great to hear.
Definitely.
And how is it football-wise for you?
You know, it's the 2nd division in Austria, so it's not the highest level, but it's a good startup of the season. You know, I'm planning to do another team after this, hopefully, because our season ends a bit earlier than the other leagues.
Yeah.
Football-wise, I would compare it to Belgium. What we played in Belgium in Limburg, I would compare it to that. I would say we have a lot of older guys. You know, our team was pretty young. I think our
Yeah.
average is 28 to 30, our average
Mhm.
age. So that's a bit old, but you know, we're working. You know, gotta start somewhere. So
Definitely.
Yo, I love how calm you guys are. I'm going to bring it like this. Giuliani is a freaking dog, okay? What Ebenberg did was go over there and pretend like they're the FBI. And it was boom, because you got an electric young man. I'm going to tell you, Giuliani is a hard worker. He's dedicated. I'm always watching him, right? Because his Instagram is always popping with his workouts. I'd be like, if anything, this man is a model and a wide receiver. I'd be like, hey, guys, you guys need a model? We got you. You guys need a guy that can catch you 100 yards in a game? We got you. Right? So, Giuliani, like, we're talking about Austria. We're talking about, like, what's the culture like there, man? What's the food like? I mean, like, you come from the Netherlands. People don't understand, right? In Europe, bro, you might be a neighbor, but it's totally different ball game, totally different language, dinero, everything. So, tell me, man, how's it been in Austria?
it's good. I can't complain because last year, you know, I was in Germany. I would say Austria and Germany, you know, they're pretty close. They speak almost the same language with a little dialect, I would say. So culture-wise, it's close. You know, it's a bit different. They speak different words. Food is almost the same, I would say. You know, it's a schnitzel with the fries, with the potatoes. They got some different stuff as well, you know, some crazy stuff, you know. But we'll try it. We'll try it. And culture-wise, you know, I'm a guy that picks up pretty quick in my opinion, you know. So with the guys. I've been hanging out with them as much as possible, but they're busy. I'm not so busy, but they are busy. So I'll try to get some cultural things going on, but it's still early. I've been here a month now, so I'll learn a lot more about Austria, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. Well, you were in the GFL. You played in the Netherlands, Belgium, everywhere, man. What brought you on to this project with the Mustangs?
It's definitely connection wise because Austria is big in football. I would say they're the second best uh, country besides
Okay.
Germany, of course. And this team is building. They exist for 6 years now, and they've been going up, going up, going up. Last year they had a little issue in the finals, but they're building and they want to build up. Coaches know everybody, presidents know everybody. So I'm here for the connection. Definitely, I want to make my connection bigger. I want to have a big network, know people so I can, make this my work. You don't want to just go somewhere and not have any connections. Now I'm here, last year Germany, you get to know people and that helps a lot.
Hey, absolutely, man. You're not lying. This is a game about knowing people and about having
Mhm.
those networks that open up for you. And you've done a great job. Vincenzo does a great job of being like, we'll keep reaching out to others that are going to come on the podcast. We're going to have PJ come on. You guys remember PJ? Our boy PJ out there
Definitely,
all over the place.
definitely.
I'd be like, he's
Oh
in
yeah.
Brazil. Now he's back in Poland.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll be like, it's all about building these connections. You said.
it
So
is.
when you look at Austria, right, and you look at your whole story, yo, give us the background of your story, where it started, and how you started playing football. I mean, you're a kid from the Netherlands. You know, this is not a popular sport. Uh, bro, how did this start?
So I would say back in school, college, early college, I met the guy, Sufyan, a great guy, a great player as well. And he introduced me into the game. We got some coaches coming to the school introducing flag football, and the coach also played American football. And he was like, "Hey, you're an athletic kid, you should try American football." First, I was a bit, I wasn't sure, and after a couple months, started watching NFL, started watching documentaries, and it caught my eye. I said, "Okay." I played soccer before football. I was like, I want to make the transition, join the American Amsterdam Crusaders, one of the best, definitely one of the best in the Netherlands, maybe one of the best in the BNL. Uh,
They are. They are without a doubt
Yeah,
even.
yeah,
yeah,
they were, they were.
definitely. So, starting strong, a lot of coaches know what they're doing, players know what they're doing, a lot of veterans. A lot of teams have a lot of rookies, so if you join a team, you don't learn a lot. And I got, thrown in the deep. Everything came at once. And for me, that's good. I'm a quick learner, so I caught on quick, liked it a lot, and now it's my life. American football is my life, and I cannot do without it, I cannot.
Oh man.
I do think it's for most people like that. I think most people they try it and it either is you go 100% or most of them just
Hmm.
quit. I don't think there's a lot of people that stay like in between. They just keep doing it just to have fun and then I think you need to be 100% in it or not at all. And that's why a lot of people that try it also quit.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I think
definitely.
that's something that's very common in Europe, right? When we talk about, because we talked about it in the earlier episodes,
Hmm.
there's people that take it seriously, that want to make it happen.
Yep.
And then there's the neighborhood guy that just wants to dress up and have some shoulder pads on and, hang out and
Yep.
drink beers.
Yep.
There's two different spectrums, right? And you said it also, Vinny, once you get to a certain level, then you start seeing guys being more professional. Mateo said
Yep.
it, right?
Yep.
Hey,
True.
you make it to the ELF, you see guys taking better care of their bodies.
Yep.
They're more in tune to doing those things. Now,
Yep.
if you go and play at a small division, when your barber's your left tackle and the bouncer at the neighborhood pub, hey, you're gonna make
Mm.
sacrifices, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is why when you're a professional, your head goes, because guess what, man? You guys are putting in a ton of work. You know, and as an import, they always tell you this: you got to set the standard. You're the guy that's
Yep.
coming in. You know, we're investing in you. We're doing this,
Exactly.
right? So your import life actually started in Limburg, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
first time that you are playing from your away team.
yeah,
And I
definitely.
think Vinny, am I giving you guys a bunch of feedback right now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh man, I don't know
Oh, for
what's
me it's
going on
okay.
there.
For me it's okay.
Yeah, it don't matter.
All right. So, hey, again, we go back to it and we say, hey, the first time being and I think Vinny, I'm not sure, was that your first time as well, actually playing away from your home team and actually like, or was this
When
your
when I went to
when you went
Limburg?
to Limburg? Yeah.
No, because no. My first team that I started with was Ostend. So my
Oh, that's
first
correct.
actual time going abroad was going and playing in France when I played for the Villeneuve Desk Vikings.
That's correct. I forget
And then I
because
went to Izegem and then we met.
that's correct. That's right. You told me that. But okay, so your import life started there, right?
Yeah.
At Limburg, Giuliani. So when you started driving to practice, because I'd be like, you would drive with Coach Elu, you guys would get in the car. I'd be like, I remember, bro, there was like 50 people driving in two cars, and we look like it was the clown show because you
Yeah.
have 50 pairs of pads in the back. You have everything done like that. You start coming to Limburg, you get two American coaches because Elu's American, I'm American, you know, kind of a different atmosphere. How did that affect you and how did that help your growth? And also, like, when you look at it at like now back, how did that import first or that first import lifestyle help you grow into what you're doing now?
Think it definitely helped a lot because, first year in Amsterdam, you have just regular coaches, Dutch speaking guys that haven't been outside of, some have been professional, some not. And then you go to Limburg, you have two American coaches. There's a whole different standard, because let's say in Amsterdam, I walk from one station to another station, that's all right, With Coach Ilu, if I walk on the field, you could doing gassers, up downs, whatever. You'll know you're in the wrong, The standards is just
Yep.
higher. And that's basically why I joined Limburg because, I wanted to put a higher standard on myself. And that definitely worked out. Definitely. It's the atmosphere is just different. Different. You learn a lot, especially under Ilu for the defensive guys under you, coach. Definitely. You learn a lot that you maybe not learn from a European coach.
Yeah, I
So
understand that. So let me ask you this: what's the difference in your opinion between an American coach and a European coach? Because I'd be like, me, I don't know a difference, right? I go over there and I'm just like da da da, just do my thing. But you guys see a difference, and I mean, like we act different. I talk different. I'd be like everything. So what's that difference like, man, when it comes to coaches like that? When you get your guys that are like European, and then you get your like me, your crazy guy that's like running on the field and doing all
yeah,
sorts of crazy stuff.
Americans be screaming all the time.
Is that what it
That's
is?
that's
That's
for sure.
definitely,
For
definitely.
sure, y'all
It's
loud
the
as fuck.
intensity. There's intensity
Yep.
behind
Yep.
everything you do, because let's say a European coach is mad, you'll hear him. He will be loud. He will be loud. But if an American coach, especially a head
It's
coach
not the
or
same type of
somebody
mad.
that knows, it's a different type of mad. Like he said, the intensity is way higher. It's like everything you do will be, in a European team, coach is European, it will be like your 100% will be 80%. And when you have two American coaches on the field, your 100% will be 120, definitely.
Yep.
Ah,
I feel like when you have an American coach, you want to impress them more than you would want to impress a European coach.
As well.
ah, why is that though? Why would you think like that? For me, like, why is it that it's different when you go with a European coach than it is with an American coach?
Because American coaches have seen higher potential talented players than usually the European coaches have. You
They
guys
might.
come from a culture where football is bred, and you guys see 6-year-olds being talented. We don't see
Oh
that
yeah.
here. We most people here start at the age of 20, so it's already hard to see the talent in someone that already developed some skills in their life, in their way of doing sports. So that's harder, and I feel like if you get guys from the US coming here, guys that already coached at a certain level, they're already set. They already have that standard set in their mind. So you wanna be on the standard that coach is at, and you wanna make sure that they think you're good enough to play for them.
Nah. Interesting.
Agree
Man,
with you.
I didn't really think about that, because like for me, like and I tell all my players, I love you all. I love all my players. I always invest into them. I'm always in there trying to give you guys a leg up because that's my job as a coach is to give you
Mm-hmm.
guys a leg up in every single aspect that I can. Now, when I see you guys, man, out there on the field, all of you guys have an individual talent. The thing is, I'm going to tell you guys the hardest thing as a coach when I see you guys and I go out there is evaluating the toughness of the player. Not only the toughness of the physical aspect, but the mental toughness. Because you get a lot of talented guys out there, but they're always lacking in certain aspects, right? And it might be because of the fundamental part of the game where we don't build people up, like as and you guys say, from 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't for us here. What football is you use it to build men. You know,
Yep.
you're not using it as a tool to show people, hey, it gives you an opportunity. Absolutely, bro. Like, can you make it to the NFL? Every fucking kid that goes, I always tell them, you have the same opportunity as everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But you also tell them 1.6% of high school kids make it to the NFL. There's 1,600 jobs in the NFL. At least make it to college, get your education, get it paid for. Because here in the States, you got to pay for that shit.
Yep.
You know what I
True.
mean? So you look at it like that. So, and I think over there, it's looked at as they want the finished product, right? Every coach and every team that you want to, they want the best players. They want everything like that, but there's no investment,
Nope.
right? The investment is again short term. Us as like what I always said is Giuliani's the cream of on the crop. He's your guy as a team for me. Like you have to have a base, the base of the cake, and he's the frosting. He's the guy that's going to get you over the top.
Yeah.
Right? You can't replace him and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to build Giuliani's the base, and then the whole team is the frosting around him.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible. It's an 11-man team.
Yep.
But as you continue to grow and do all these things, you see those things. But, right? So, Giuliani, you start in Limburg, you start growing, you see 2 American coaches, then you go with Vinny to GFL, baby. Everybody's going like, you got to go to Germany, coach. You got to go over there. Football's different. It's a whole different ball game. Right? They actually have a football culture.
Random. It was also so random to get him signed up too.
Really?
I remember, because they contacted me during the entire breakup in Limburg that was going on.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, and I randomly got a message on Europlayers. I hadn't updated my account in like 2 years, and they were like, "Are you looking for a team?" I'm like, "It's kind of hard right now because I also had my son, so I wasn't sure if I could manage that." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of still signed to a team, but we're not playing anymore." And they were like, "Yeah, but we need a receiver." And they gave me an offer that I honestly I could not refuse. It was the highest paying contract I ever had. So And then they asked me, "Do you know other players that would want to come and play for us?" And they said, "We need another receiver and we need linemen." So what did I do? I was like, "Yo, Giuliani, do you want to come play in Germany?" He was like, "Yeah, fine." I'm like, "I
That's
can
good.
give you a
That's
good
good.
contract."
Mhm.
Because I if I'm not mistaken, they gave you 750, right, a month?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I signed we they signed him for 750 a month, and then we also brought one of the O-line guys from the Limburg Shotguns too, that also came there. So yeah, that's how he got signed. So
It's a
it's
Okay.
crazy
all
story
through
though.
your
It's a
manager,
crazy.
bro.
It is. Shout out to him though. But it's
It's
crazy
all
though
the
because
connections.
Yeah,
yeah,
hell
yeah,
yeah.
like you said, like
I
like
love
you
I love
said.
playing with him. Like in Limburg, we played 2 seasons together, and
Mhm.
we were almost all the time on the same side of the field. He
Yeah.
was always my inside receiver, so I know how he plays. He know how I play. So it's nice to have the same guys around you because you know how they're running their routes, how where you need to look out for, what they're gonna do, and how they block and things like that. So it's nice to keep that same duo together, even if you go to another team.
No, absolutely. Go ahead, Giuliani. What were you going to say, brother?
Yeah, it's crazy because it was so random because, we were doing with the Limburg shenanigans. I was kind of stuck in my head. I was really stuck in my head because I wanted to, play and it wasn't possible. And they were keeping the player passes. And then Vinny came and said like, hey, we can go to Germany and they'll fix all those issues. And I was
Yeah,
like,
they
the
paid
moment
for
he
our transfers to be
exactly
fixed.
the
Yeah,
moment he said that, I immediately said yes. Football, it was at the moment just doing nothing. That was not it. It was summer. There's peak football weather. The sun is shining, no rain, no wind. Why would I be not play football? So the
yeah,
moment that he said, hey, we got a contract ready, I said hell yeah. And then I think within 2 weeks everything was
yeah,
everything was
yeah.
fixed.
You had to wait.
Ready.
You had to wait 1 week longer than me to
Yeah,
play the
yeah,
game.
yeah.
I
Hey,
could
And
so
instantly play. Yeah,
crocodiles come in, sweep up,
mhm,
mop up Limburg's crap
yeah,
doodles, like, everything that like, and then they get 3 players, right?
yeah, they got
So
through. Yeah,
so you go to the Cologne Crocodiles, man, and you're with Vinny. Now you guys are, the import brotherhood. You guys got your band. You guys got a van full of people driving to practice and from practice. I know the way
mhm.
that you guys roll. So how is it in Germany with you, Vinny, the crew at the Crocodiles, man? Tell me what your guys' time there is like. What you guys, I'd be like, hey, you're gonna have your ups and your downs. I get it,
yeah, but
right?
it wasn't the best experience, but it was fun
It
to
was
do
fun.
that together. But
Mhm.
well, this is just my opinion, but I felt like especially the quarterback situation was not good. I think
Unfortunate.
we had 3 different quarterbacks while we were there, so and yeah, I think management could have done better. I'm not saying that they got the wrong guys for the team. I just think the way they communicated with the guys that they got could have maybe been better, in my opinion. But like I said, the contracts they signed us to were very good contracts, especially for European players. Um, I think my time was good there. It was nice. It was a nice experience, but I would not have done it again. That's for sure.
I gotcha. Well, here's the thing, right? You're gonna have a lot of good and a lot of bad, and this thing, when we go, especially as an import, especially in Europe, right? You're gonna have a lot of things happen. People come and go. Management does certain things that you don't expect, and honestly, that's the truth of it. If you're coming here, you have to realize that not everything stays status quo, right? So you guys go there. You guys have three quarterbacks. You guys go through a bunch of changes. But how's the environment, man? How's the team environment? How is everything in? I don't think I've ever went. Where are the Crocodiles from? Cologne, right?
Cologne, yeah.
Cologne.
How's the city of Cologne? I'd be like, what was that environment like there? How was the game environment? How many people did they have? Because I remember everybody would say, if you go to Germany, you'll have a packed stadium.
Yeah, there was a lot of people.
Yeah, so it's a team that just came from the GFL 1. They got demoted to the GFL 3. So the organization wise for games, in my opinion, was good. Sideline packed with crew, packed with drinks, food. So you cannot complain about that. I would say the guys were good as well, in my opinion. They
Yeah.
were nice, they were their mood was good always at practice, especially
Yeah.
the American imports. I think I stayed one night and Vinny drove back and forth, so I stayed one night with the guys, and they were
I stayed a few nights too, yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah. But they were nice. I went to the city
Yeah.
with them, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They were good guys, and it was if it wasn't for the situation, but for with the guys, I would do it again. It's
Yeah.
just the situation around that was a bit unfortunate, but the
Yeah.
guys were the group definitely good.
So you guys took your lumps, learning lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is, right? It's development and growth. You're going to go through your lumps. You guys go through some hard times in order to get to the good. Because I'd be like, let's be real. There's some organizations that people think that are at the very top that we get messages that were like, dude, they're staying in rooms with roaches and rats and stuff like that. And we were like,
Yeah.
for real? We'll talk about that in a little bit, right? Because obviously we all know that it says,
He's back.
oh, he's back. All right, there he goes. Hey, so again, you go through those tough things and you go through other things. Oh, he's gonna jump back in probably
Yeah.
here in a little bit, guys. So you go through those tough things, right? And you see all these things happen. Now, when all this happens, I think there's a reason for it, right? You go out and you're trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
Without trying those new things, you can't grow, right? So you guys go out and try those new things, and you guys are able to grow from that. So now you see all those things happening with the Crocodiles. You decide to go to the Marburg. What is the Mercenaries? Marburg Mercenaries.
Marburg Mercenaries, yeah.
Where is that?
I would say it's in the middle of middle of Germany. It's just above Frankfurt. I would say like a 50-minute drive from Frankfurt. Also a small city, but the good thing about that city also, it was a university city, so you got a lot of people my age, 22, 20, stuff like that. So
Code word, girls.
as well, as well.
Code
Yes,
word.
yes, I would say yes. So, I go there. We got 6 imports, 6 imports. I would say 4 American, 2 Europeans. Good guys as well, Team, a lot of experience because also Marburg Mercenaries were demoted to the GFL 3 from the GFL 1. So organization-wise, they're also up there. Team-wise, you got a lot of guys with experience that played GFL 1, that stayed loyal to the Marburg Mercenaries.
Yeah.
And tried to grow back up. Actually, I got signed because the coach from Cologne, he went to Marburg, and he was like, I want Giuliani. We want him here. He's a good guy. And so that coach contacted me. He said, oh, we got the OC, and he's talking about you. So what can we do? And that was definitely an upside for me because then I was like, okay, the connection was made in Cologne with the OC, and he brought me basically to a new spot, and that was really good for me.
No, and like again, we go back to what you said. You have to build those connections, and this is what it is, right, guys? This is what I always say: being a good player and a good teammate goes a long ways, because when you look at it, hey, as a coach, if I go somewhere, I know who to call. I know that if we need certain players, who I can depend on and who I can't, who I need, who I don't need. So when you develop all these relationships, and that's why it's so important, and I tell people, I'm like, man, take care of your body and take care of yourself. You have to do that because over there, teams don't prioritize that. Even if you get injured, the first thing they're telling you is, why are you injured? And you should play through it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
Either
Yeah.
that or they send you home the same day. They got your contract.
It's
And,
like that
hey,
though. It's actually insane.
It's 100% like that. And that's why we're doing it, right? So people know that, hey, we always tell them, make sure that everything is written in your contract.
Yep.
And make sure that you stick and abide by it. Because people are really quick. I mean, like over there, I'd be like, people get sent home for nothing. You know, I'd be like, if the team isn't doing well, all of a sudden the import isn't doing their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because they're not winning. And they can be like, hey, pack your stuff. It's time to go home.
That's what happened when we played in Cologne
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
with the quarterback.
That's the crazy part in
And
my
it-
opinion, because you bring in two receivers, import receivers, and you have this QB that you basically already don't like, kind of, because when we came there, you already
Yeah.
got a bit of a vibe that the OC,
There was already tension.
yeah,
Yeah.
that the OC didn't really like the QB, even though, in our opinion, he was making good decision on the field.
He was a good
Yeah,
quarterback.
and then he got hurt. He tore his hamstring. Nah, not tore, but he tweaked his hamstring.
No, yeah, he had a hammy
Yeah.
and shit.
He
Yeah.
tweaked his hammy, and I think the next week he was gone, and they got a new QB. Within a
Although
week,
he said he was fine, he could run and
Yeah.
shit. So
they basically already didn't like him. This little injury that didn't prevent him from playing just was the edge, and they said, "Yeah, we got a new QB. You can dip, you can go." Like,
the worst thing was that they replaced him with a guy that never actually played any decent QB at a decent level in the US, because the guy that they brought in was a guy that played club football in college.
yeah,
And you
So-
know what? That's the thing. They don't do, a lot of teams don't do their research.
Exactly.
They just see it says University of this, and then bam.
Yep.
And I mean, like, it could have been that ninth team string player. I'd be like the water boy. And they just see, you know, and then you don't do your research, right?
That's what
But
it was.
and let's be honest, guys. You know what? I think, and let's get into it now, because the growth of the game has to happen some way. And like we just got into the contract stuff. I think what we have to really see is teams invest into players, so that way players can invest into their teams. If you know that, hey, this team took care of you. If you got injured and they took care of you while you were injured, and they waited for you, and they were like, hey, man, you know what? This happened, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, this is a game. And in this game, you're going to get hurt.
definitely.
You know, we all know this. It's football. I always said, go 100 miles an hour or you're going to get hurt. So when you get an injury and they don't, and you feel like they just drop you like a bad habit, or they're not having a good season and they just drop you like a bad habit, it makes it very difficult for players and coaches to invest in those teams.
Yep.
Right? When you look at it, you don't have the consistency of having coaches that have been there, that know what they're doing. Okay. They usually have a high turnover rate, because it's like this. Oh, you get hired? Why didn't we win the championship the first year? Football is a year-round sport. Football takes a lot of development. Even in the NFL, guys, bad teams to turn into good teams take 3 to 5 years.
Yep.
Why is it that European teams, when they get an import or they bring in a coach, they expect immediate changeover to start winning? Why is that?
I really don't know, to be honest. I think it's they just want results too quick. You know, they think, oh, we're gonna get this receiver and this QB, and you know, it's just gonna work out like that. But it's not. You know, you got
The biggest issue. Yeah, you go ahead.
you got
Sorry.
you bring in two people, and it's an 11-man sport. You know, if your O line just is terrible, and you got a pocket passing QB, yeah, come on, like that doesn't make sense.
Yep.
You know, so
Yep.
stuff like that.
What I wanted to say was which was the issue that I think the team in Sweden had that brought me over. Um, they paid me. I'm going to be honest with this. They paid me 750 a month plus housing, food, transportation. So everything was paid for plus 750, which is a big investment for a European player to do, because I know a lot of American imports that don't even get that amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the thing was, they brought me in. I was the only import, so that means their entire budget went on in that in a receiver, which is, in my opinion, one of the stupidest positions to go for if you go for European guy. But I'm honest, because I don't think I think every team has receivers. I think receiver is not a hard position to teach people. So the thing was, I had practices in Sweden where we had 7 guys at practice. So how are you expecting an import to change your entire team if your entire team is not even there to practice?
It's a culture thing.
That's the thing. And that's the mistake that so many teams in Europe have. Because they invest hella money and they think, oh, because we invested that hella money, it's gonna work. But if the fundamental, like you said, the base of the cake isn't there yet, you cannot do frosting on just the empty plate.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
that's
thing.
what a lot of teams do, right? They put a
Exactly.
frosting on an empty plate and make it a cake.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you guys this. I'm going to ask Giuliani because, Giuliani, you're the special guest and you've been traveling quite a bit. What do you think is the key to sustainability in football in Europe for a team? What is the key for them to keep consistent and consistently growing and not fall into this trap, you know? Because what I see is these teams that they'll be like, bam, and they'll be very at the top of, and then they lose a couple players or they lose somebody, and then they're like back in the gutter and nobody hears about them.
Yeah, I would definitely say your homegrown players and a youth program, because here in Austria, the league I'm playing in right now, they don't allow teams to get imports if they don't have a youth program. So that makes teams want to get a youth program, because your youth is your base, you know. If you get a kid in at 9 and you keep him till he's 20 and he plays in your senior team, that's going to be a hell of a kid, you know. That's going to be a hell of a kid. And
Yep.
I think the team I'm with right now, they're doing a good job with that. They have a U9, you know, flag football U9, U11 tackle, you know, stuff like that. That's building up your team. I kept, you know, I told him a lot of times, I told the president, they're doing a good job with the youth, because, you know, we got an older team, like I said, 30 is average. You know, you need the youth to come in so they can take over, because you can have the best players, but if they're 30 plus and they retire in 1 or 2 years, your whole fundamental is gone, dude. It's gone. And then you were here playing good with the 30-year-olds. They leave, and then you have the rookies, and then, you know, it's gonna go down, down, and down.
Yep.
So that's
Giuliani, you're just shooting bullets today, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You gotta tell
No,
him to him
it's
straight.
factual.
You gotta say it straight to him.
I love
That's
it.
true.
No. So, Vinny, I'd be like, Giuliani just pointed to having a sustainable youth program
Yep.
to keeping players growing. How do you, okay, so how would you, as if you were in charge of one of these teams and you had a youth program, how do you look at it? Because I'd be like, here in the United States, youth programs are really mixed in with school, right?
Yep.
Like in Europe, they're not mixed in with school. It's really
I think
like
that's the next step that Europe should take.
so. How, in your mind, how would that work? How do you make that move to get into the schools for that movement to actually start working?
I don't think it's that hard, because we already have. I know in the Netherlands they also have sports schools, so that you can combine your sports with your studies. I did that for soccer when I was growing up. So what the only thing you have then is you have less of time in normal classes, so you have to learn more stuff in smaller amount of time because you have sports lessons during those. So we had 10 hours of soccer practice during school hours. Um, so I think that the fact that it's gonna be in the Olympics is gonna help to grow the sport more. So it might actually get more people to try it, and then schools are maybe gonna add American football to their roster of sports that you can choose to do at school. And I think that would be a first step for Europe to get to that level. I know, if I'm not mistaken, I know the Vienna Vikings do have their own school education system that they have their players in. Their youth players are in like a kind of school that is kind of owned by the Vienna Vikings. I think I remember seeing a documentary about it like 5 years, 6 years ago. So I know Austria is very good with all those things. So I think that would be the next step. But if we cannot get to that part, I think one of the best run youth programs I've seen personally is the one in Izegem. I think they do a very good job recruiting local guys that didn't even play the sport, but they teach it so well. The coach.
Yeah,
You
Ewok.
coach with, yeah, Ewout. He's a very, very high football IQ guy. Knows a lot about football and is very good with young guys. So I think he's doing a very good job, and I think they deserve a lot more praise for what they're doing there, because I think they've been winning the league the last 3 to 4 years now. Every time with new rookies coming in, and now you see half of their senior team is now guys that play for that U team, and they start building a nice senior team because of that. I think the biggest other issue you still have to grow the game is that there's too many teams in the amount of space that there is. So it was the same with the ELF when the ELF started. All the local German teams lost all their biggest talents because all the players went to the ELF teams. And then you have teams like Cologne Crocodiles, like the Marburg Mercenaries, that have to drop down because there's no more players to play with. So I think that there should be more of a structure of how many teams you can have in a league, because where I live in West Flanders, there's 3 teams in a super small space. So
So you're
you
saying
you have
that,
to compete for players.
yeah, you're diluting the talent by having too many teams in a
Yep,
certain area.
yep,
There
exactly.
should be a number of teams. I'd be like, here's the thing in Europe. The hard thing is when you do that, most guys don't even want to travel an hour
True,
to go to practice,
true.
right? And much less even when they're in their own town. We've seen it, guys. Be like
Yep,
the local guys don't show up and you're an import and you're sitting there like, bro, I drove an hour,
true.
right?
But on the other hand, I think there's, if like, imagine just a concept, but imagine there would be a way that you combine the 3 teams in West Flanders. Of course, there's
Like,
gonna be guys that are like, I don't want to drive all the way to the other city, but all the real ones, they're all gonna do it, and you know that you're gonna have a good team because all the best
oh,
players of those three
absolutely.
teams. So I think in my ideal world, and that's a concept I told you in the last video, that's something that I definitely want to have a podcast about. Is in my ideal world, especially Belgium and Netherlands should combine their league for sure, and
Mm-hmm.
every province needs only one team,
Yeah.
and you
Right.
just focus all that
I
on
like it.
every province, and then every province has their big team. You can still have youth teams playing for the original teams that were used, and then
Like your
you
town.
can you yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly, and then you can get all the best youth players and build them up to the big team from the province. And I think that would definitely already help get the level up, at least in your area,
Definitely.
without actually having to compete with each other to get the players.
I like it. Giuliani, same question for you, bro. I'd be like, Vinny went really into detail
Yes.
on that one. But yeah,
I
so
think
same question for you, bro.
I think the biggest problem in Europe is American football is competing against soccer, against football, you know. So, like Vinny said, start in school, get those kids at the age of 8, 9 in American football. So later on, you don't have to compete anymore. You know,
Yep.
And especially like the town I'm in right now is really small. I don't even know if they have a school like right here, but bring your import to the school on a sports day and let them show what American football is. We can start with flag,
Yep.
like start make it regular, make flag football regular, so you can get the kids on an early stage, so they can stay. Now we're trying to get guys at like 16, get them from football to American football. It's almost every time it's too late. They already too deep into soccer, so they don't want to change. I'm used to this, so why would I change to American football? It's not known, stuff like that. That's the biggest problem you should tackle. Start early on. And then the second thing Vinny said is like too many teams. In soccer, you got millions of kids playing soccer, so you can have a lot of teams. But with American football, you don't have a lot of players. So why would you in a span of an hour have 3 teams? That doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
I spoke with Coach Ilu about this a lot of times. You got so many presidents of clubs thinking they can do it better and just start their own
Yep.
team. Like because here
That's it.
the place I'm in right now, I think 20 minutes each side you got a team. Like you got 4 teams driving each side. Like why? 20 minutes.
Yep.
20 minutes. If you combine that team to one, you'll probably play in the first division in the
They have
in
a
the best
super
league.
team. Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
It's all egos.
Yeah,
It's all the
they
ego.
all have such a big ego. They think, yeah, I can run this team better than you, so we'll just start a new team. It's the ego.
But when it comes to the championships,
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. So I would really say the problem is too many teams. Start scouting way too late. Scout on a young age.
Yeah. Yep.
Make it easy on yourself. That's what I would say.
and it's funny that I love that you guys brought all these things to the table, man. I think that's something that's so unique. You guys are right. Like, we're diluting the talent by having a high amount of teams. And then here's the thing. Some of those teams don't even have good coaching.
Mhm.
Exactly. No coaching at all.
So when you don't have good coaching and you go by saying, well, I played 20 years. Okay, this is what I hear all the time in Europe, right? Is,
Yeah.
oh, coach, well, I played for 15 years and on the seniors team. All right, bro, just because your brother over there that's the neighborhood butcher was coaching you up doesn't mean that you have all the right technique.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Right? And that's where I think also, like, if you have less teams, you can also get better coaches.
Yep.
Improves
Yep.
the situation for your players. Player development gets higher. And if you do have coaches that need to learn, you can put them at lower levels in order for them to refine their craft.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I love that strategy where you guys look at that. But, guys, we are at 48 minutes right now. Giuliani, what I want to do right now, man, hey, what do you guys got in the future for Giuliani, as in doing what you're going to do, man, where your hopes and your dreams hope to take you? And 2, what do you got for the youth of the EU out there trying to do the same thing that you're doing, man? Going out there, trying to be a big-time baller, trying to make the shot collar plays, and, travel the world and play this game.
I would definitely this year, last year I played GFL 3. This year I'm here in Austria 2nd Division. Our season, like I said, starts earlier, finish earlier. I finish in July. And GFL 1, GFL 2 keeps playing till September, even late October. So actually after the season, I'm definitely sending my tape immediately to coaches. After my 3rd game mid-season, coaches will get my film. After the season, coach will get contacted, and I'm trying to be somewhere. I'm trying to get to a higher level for this year. And I know it's a far shot, but UFL is on my radar. I'm aiming for the highest point. CFL, UFL,
You
NFL.
should. You
I
should.
know it's people will laugh. They say, "Oh, you NFL, haha."
Why?
It don't matter.
Yeah,
It
Wait,
don't
wait,
matter.
wait, whoa. Why?
No, but you
Why?
got those.
Why not you, bro?
Exactly. That's what
Exactly.
I'm saying.
Why not you?
Yeah. So
Here's the thing. Heck no. Fuck that shit.
Mhm.
You can do this, bro. I'm going to tell you like this. Have those dreams, outwork everyone, and shut out the haters. Because the haters are the first ones that ain't doing shit, that are sitting on their couch, and that are just fucking haters. And that's what they are, my brother.
Exactly. That's why I'm trying to, shut them out, dream big, work hard. And that's definitely a goal. If I can get to the States, play pro ball, that would definitely be a dream, That's definitely a dream.
Oh yeah, why not?
And then for the kids, keep learning. Sometimes you got these 16-year-olds, 14-year-olds that think they know it all, Even like at the team right now, sometimes I try to coach a kid and he's just not listening. Like, be coachable, keep learning, be coachable, watch film, watch the NFL. You can get better by watching the NFL highlights, You can see things, oh, this receiver's doing that. Rewatch it, and then try to implement it into your own game. That's how you get better, I've tried to watch every week, watch some film of old NFL, new NFL, college, like everything. Watching something and mentally act like you're doing it. Think about that you're doing it, and that's how you can get better, Don't just sit there and think, oh yeah, I'll be good one day. No, you need to learn and think about you doing it, mentally, visually, those are the important things as well.
Yep.
Man, look at this guy. Hey, I'm so proud of you, bro. I mean, honestly, it's so nice to see you, man, and growing. And I mean, keep going. Be a leader on your team.
Definitely.
Guys, if you are looking for a big-time playmaker, GFL, we're putting you on notice. My man Giuliani is hungry. He's young. He's talented. He's coachable. He isn't your just regular diva receiver. He is willing to do the dirty work and learn, man. So, guys, after Austria, he'll be available.
Yes, sir. Tell him, coach.
No, I mean, and you know what, Giuliani? I'm going to tell you the truth, man. You're an electrifying receiver, a guy with tremendous speed. It's always been like, hey, what can you do after you get your hands on the ball? It's always about developing that part, right? We don't want to just get 10 yards.
Yeah.
We want to get touchdowns. And it's about you developing your route running and your skill, because you have all the physical talents in the world. You always have.
Thank you, coach.
It's all about you outworking yourself, finding the right people to push you, and staying mentally focused. You have that ability. And now, adding a little special teams might be good for you. Yeah. Because, in order to grow into other teams, special teams is a big key. Definitely. So, maybe adding a little special teams for you and showing that electrifying speed as a kickoff returner, which I know you've done it, or a punt returner, in that open field, you are electrifying, kid. Definitely. Just keep working, man, and follow your dream, and don't let anybody else stop you, because you're going to go as far as you want to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
We had Mateo on the show previously, man. I'll be like, make sure you link up with Mateo. I'll be like, Vinny is your middleman here. He made it to the ELF. He has coaches.
He went from D2 in Italy, so
yeah. You can do the same.
Exactly.
So keep dreaming big, brother. I'll be like, hey, we're going to keep tabs on you, man. We're going to make sure that we keep up with you during your season. Let us know how it's going, man, and let us know all the fun that you're having traveling and playing this game, my brother.
Most definitely, coach. Got a game tomorrow, so, get a good night's sleep.
We'll definitely look at the live stream.
Yeah. Hey, let them know where we can watch the game.
I'll send you the link, and then if you can share it, it'll definitely be a good thing for you.
Yeah. It's going to be on YouTube, guys. So we're going to watch the game on YouTube. Who are you guys playing?
We play the Grizzlies. The
Grizzlies are from where, bro?
I think they're in Upper Vienna. There's so many teams in Vienna. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know how. Yeah, I know it's a big city. Don't get me wrong, but why are there like 5 teams in a span of an hour?
Yeah.
But they're probably
You know,
our
and-
rivals this
Same issue.
year. They're probably our rivals. We beat the team. They beat us well. We did a better job on the offense wise. So if I can keep the electric plays, the touchdowns, if we can, run the
Time to show
ball.
up.
Exactly. So it's gonna be an interesting
Hey.
game.
I can't wait, man. Hey, we're going to
Mhm.
make sure to lock in, man,
Yes,
and
sir.
watch our boy Giuliani. Hey, hopefully you have a great game. Go out there, man. Give it your all. Vinny,
Thank
you got anything else for our listeners?
Good. I think it was a very good conversation today, and
Mhm.
I think we're all getting more well, you and me then more relaxed into doing this and getting better at these questions that we're asking. So I think it's a good development, and we can only go up from here. And I think I'm having fun. I'm having guys come on here that I know, and it's always fun to see and to talk football with people that you already know. So I hope in the future we can get guys that we don't know, so that will definitely spice it up a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, Giuliani, if you know anybody that wants to jump on, man, let them know that we'd be
Definitely.
more than happy to have them, man. But hey, y'all.
I'll put some names
We-
down. Keep this up because this is gonna help European football, man. This is gonna help.
That's what it's all about.
That's what
You
we
know, we
want.
wanted to grow the game. And I always told you
Exactly.
guys, my goal when I went to Europe was to grow a program and grow the game
Mhm.
because I believe that this game helps young men. And I
Yep.
would tell you like this. If I'm a team and I'm a manager there, I'm going to every slum. I'm going to every single place where it's hard for these kids and showing them that this game is a way out,
Mhm.
to give them that structure. A lot of these guys don't have a dad. You can give them those roles with the coaches if you put the right people in there to give them that male role model in order to grow in this game. You know? And that's the key. Amsterdam, great hole for players, man.
Mhm.
You just got to show people what this game can do for these kids.
Exactly.
Do you know? Everybody goes after the nice, shiny object. I need that diamond in the rough. You know? I need those kids that we can develop and make into good men and people in this community and make them viable as human beings.
Most of all.
You know?
But that's the crazy
So,
part because
yeah.
people think it's just a sport. It's definitely not just a sport.
It's
way
not,
more,
man.
way
It's a way of
more.
life.
Exactly.
And that's where I keep going back to it, man. And I think my goal is to show people that you guys can do that. That you guys should be doing that in your communities, using this game.
Mhm.
I'd be like, Giuliani, everywhere you go, you're a representative of this game. Remember that, man. Every time you go into a local community school, I get it. As an import, everybody goes like, oh, I have to go to the school. I have to go to do this. And it's not the funnest thing. But remember that you're a representative of this game.
Mhm.
And one of those kids, man, you might impact their life forever.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm like, hey, we have a player like that, Martha, who is in Limburg still. She's a young lady that's playing for their flag team.
Mhm.
And that was one of the impactful kids that I picked up out of an event, and she's still playing this game.
Exactly.
You know, that's what it's all about, Giuliani. And honestly, man, you're going to make a big impact wherever you go
Thank you. Cool. That's
because
it.
of your mentality
Mhm.
and the way that you are.
Thank
So just keep busting your ass, bro, like I
Definitely.
said.
Definitely.
But hey, y'all, stay tuned because next episodes we're going to be bringing you guys a lot of players that we know, maybe a quarterback or two. We are also going to bring on a coach that, coaches a national team, head coach as well. You never know. We also are going to be bringing in some guys that are playing in Poland and coaching in Poland. So lots of interesting things coming in on the Vinny and Will show. So, hey, man, until next time, make sure you guys stay locked in. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe button down there on that YouTube channel. And, hey, our boy Giuliani, give them your handle so that way they can follow you on Instagram and they can follow you wherever you're at, my brother.
My name is She Loves Johnny, but you can just type Giuliani and you'll definitely find it.
Hey, so so how do you spell that? How do you spell that?
My name, just type my name, Juliani, and you will definitely find it. Don't worry.
She loves
Johnny.
Giuliani.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Johnny.
Johnny, yeah.
She
I
loves
know it's a
Johnny. All
crazy
right,
name.
guys.
I might have to change it,
Mhm.
but we'll find out. We'll find out. I appreciate you for having me, of course. Thank you very much. It was a great talk. Great talk.
We love it.
We love it. And thank you so much, Giuliani, for jumping
worries,
on, man.
no
I know
worries.
that you're a busy guy. I know that living that import life, you got more things to do, and you got to get out of here. Like, you got to get ready to go to sleep and get that body ready.
Definitely.
Hey, hope to see those 2 TDs, 100 yards tomorrow, baby.
Definitely. That's what we're aiming
We'll be
for.
looking.
3 TDs, 3 TDs.
Oh, 3.
Yeah,
Let's
definitely,
go, baby.
You better throw the 3 up if you do score 3 tomorrow.
Definitely. That's gonna be the
Let's
setting.
go.
You know, guys, it's gonna be 3 up for the third setting.
Oh, hey, we be watching. We're going to be
We'll
watching,
for
brother.
that.
Say
Yeah.
less, say
Hell
less.
yeah.
All right, thank you, guys.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, until next time, stay locked into the Vinny and Will show. We'll be dropping all sorts of clips all week long. Hey, salute, family.
Salute.
God bless.